this is the Water Tower Podcast, episode 3. You guys know who we are. We're going to jump right into it. Got a lot to talk about, a lot of action for Black Hat Athletics and this past week, and then going into next week. Big week next week. Girls playoffs start, and then boys have a couple warm-up games. We'll get into that later on. First, big week recap of last week. Girls finish off district play on Monday and Tuesday night. Boys finished district playoff Monday, Tuesday, and then they also played on Friday. So get our thoughts on each of those games, starting with Monday night at Tig. Lady Cats, they fell 48-38. Coach Johnson, you can kind of touch on that game, and then we'll go into the Buffalo game that closed out district play.
Slow start, didn't shoot the ball well. It was terrible from the free throw line. I think first half we shot 1 for 19. It's always hard to win ball games when you're not shooting the ball well. Just the energy wasn't there. The things that we were looking for going into the game. Very flat, no intensity, kind of went through the motions and tried to fight back that fourth quarter, that last 5-6 minutes of the game. Was in a little foul trouble, but just put ourselves in a situation and position that was hard to get out of, especially when you're not shooting the ball well, not finishing at the rim. Like I say, I think if we take care, say if we shoot the ball well from the free throw line, I think that game's a little bit different for us, even with the slow start and things that went on between that. But all in all, we just had to accept it. Took it on the chin, we accepted it, understood we didn't play well, but always opportunity to get better from it and learn from it as well.
See, I feel like that second half, specifically the fourth quarter, y'all got back to what y'all's game was. It looked a whole lot better. You touched on just like that slow start, just kind of took all the intensity out of it. It's a game you want to win, but sometimes just things don't go your way and you start slow. But you rebounded back Tuesday night against Buffalo, which I thought intensity looked a lot better. What are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I thought we did a great job bouncing back up. First half, still a little slow. Went into halftime, made some adjustments. Applied early pressure. Something we wasn't doing first half, was able to do it the second half. Applied early pressure, take away passing lanes. Was able to get out a transition and get easy baskets. I think that's one of our calling cards. We're able to turn teams over, get out in transition, score easy buckets. We're a tough team to beat then. And I thought we did a great job the second half of doing it. I think we only scored like 21 points the first half. I think it was like around the 30 plus second half. Like I said, I thought we did a great job making adjustments, playing with high energy, flying around, just being impactful, not watching, not being in the standstill, everybody just moving on the court. I thought we did a great job bouncing back Tuesday. It was a big night as well, senior night for the girls, so of course those seniors wanted to go off on a high note, and I thought we did a great job this second half, just making some adjustments coming out and just flying around,
Yeah, I really liked, I think you took a technical foul because you put all your 6 seniors on the floor. I don't know which parent it was, they're kind of screaming at you like, you got 6 on the floor.
Oh, man.
I'm like, they would be putting all 6 seniors on the floor for one last time, and I thought that was really nice.
Yeah, that was crazy. It's true, the bleachers were going crazy at that time. I understand what was, but I told the girls before we went out that I do want to build a lead because I want you 6 seniors to walk off the court together. Man, a couple of them first year playing or coming back out, man, and I just wanted to give them the opportunity to go off together. I thought they did a great job this year, just being great leaders, setting examples to the girls just up and coming in the program and things like that, of just making crazy situations work, whether they're playing softball, playing soccer, and all that stuff right there. So I thought they did a great job of just balancing it out, not making excuses, and I just wanted to reward them with that.
Yeah. Get Wes and Leo's thoughts on, I guess, specifically Tuesday night.
They looked like they had been before the 2 losses in a row. They had intensity. I think the crowd, big crowds, excuse me, Big crowd, senior night. You could get distracted by that. I thought they came out and played well, did what they were supposed to do. I think the Monday night loss was just one of those games. You have them. You hope it's not at the wrong time, and that game really didn't matter as far as the standings and where they're going to play, who they're going to play, and all that. But to shake back against Buffalo, get that win, and headed into the playoff game Monday night, I think it was big.
Yeah, Monday night, it was just, it was one of those games, it was real weird. It just seemed like not a whole lot was going right for us. We weren't really playing our style of basketball, I'd say. And I believe it was, 8 from 32 from the free throw line. That's the biggest difference in the game to me. We've been talking about here late in the season, wrapping up district play. It can kind of be tough to keep that focus and really finish out the season the way you want to. And I think it was one of those games that kind of just snuck up on us and ended up losing. But go on to Tuesday night, I think it was the perfect rebound game. I think they came out and really put that game away and dominated like they needed to, and it was one of those finishes to the season that gives you hope of, okay, we had our little slip up, we look good tonight, now let's build on this, let's carry it into Monday night for the playoff game, and let's go out there and shock the state.
I mean, I know what it was. One of our own was sitting on the wrong side.
He was. Front row, too.
Who was that?
Very front row.
It was that Nathan.
Yeah, he was front row for sure.
I got a cousin that plays for Tig. Shout out JC Phillips. But had to root for her on that one. But I'm always rooting for the Lady Cats as well. But you can't blame it on me. Come on now.
He was wearing the hay stuff. I'll give him that. Then after the girl came back over. He wasn't wearing that Tig orange. Like,
yeah, I'm always ripping my hair, always.
Yeah. Right on. So now you turn your attention to the playoffs. You get number 8 Academy. You're playing when and where?
We'll play Monday at 7:30, Waco University. Very, very good opponent. Great guard play, post play. Got some size, some athletic posts. They can do some things for them. That does things for them really well. That guard play, they can shoot the ball really, really well, man. So, one of our things is come out defensively and just be locked in. I told the girls we have to fly around. We have to give a really, really great effort on the defensive end, which we're capable of. We're athletic enough, we're fast enough, to keep teams in front of us. So we got to go out and have one of our best defensive performances, I believe, to give ourselves a chance. And I think we're capable of doing that as well.
For sure. To me, that's, we've said it many times. Like, that's what y'all do best is the defensive side of the ball, to put pressure, force turnovers, make them do things they don't want to do. So again, that's Monday night, 7:30 at University High School in Waco. Just the final standings for 23A girls basketball. Fairfield took first at 12-0, 27-5 overall. Then the Lady Cats were 9-3, 15-10 overall. And then the Lady Lions 9-3, 12-13 overall. Buffalo clinched the final 4th spot at 5-7, 19-12 overall. Then to round out 5, 6, and 7, Elkhart at 4-8, 9-22 overall. Westwood 3-9, and then Groesbeck 0-12, 7-20 overall. So that was your District 23A girls basketball. They're on to the playoffs. The boys still have work to do before they get there. They have a couple of warm-up games, which we'll look at. But district play, they beat Tig Monday night, 88-55. Then they beat Buffalo 91-44 on Tuesday night. And then they beat Groesbeck Friday night, 69-54. So I guess we'll start delay and go that way. Just y'all can those thoughts on those 3 games.
Well, Monday night, I think it was last week we came in here and we talked about how the season's coming to the end, and we really wanted to see the boys come out there and have those dominant wins over these opponents that they should dominate. And I think Monday night was a perfect example of that. They were playing hard, playing fast. there wasn't a whole lot that went wrong for him in that game, and I think, you know, on a busy week, you got 3 games that week. It was the perfect way to just kick off the week, you know, and then going. Are we talking about Tuesday or Tuesday? You know, just given the circumstances of what the game was going to be, we know Buffalo was going to be down starters. We know they were going to have some JV kids step up and play for them, and I think for us offensively, you know, we did what we should have done. I would have liked to seen a little better defensively from us. Although I can't take away from the Buffalo players. They were going to live and die by the 3-ball, and they came out there and they were knocking it down. You know, they did what they were supposed to do. So it was just one of those games where you kind of didn't expect them to score as much as they did, but it happens. I know how it can be, you know, like we said, given the situation, I know how it can be to kind of, you know, not take it, you know, full how it should be, but offensively, you know, like I said, I think we came out there, we did what we needed to do. We got some of the younger guys in there. You know, shout out Adrian Mack. He stepped in immediately, was our play of the game that night, got his first varsity points. And then Friday night, you know, I don't know. It's one of those games. It's hard to describe. The score, when it's all said and done, was probably a little closer than a lot of people would hope it would be, but it was also one of those games that if you're there watching, you weren't really ever worried that they were in trouble or gonna lose that game. I think it was just one of those deals where, you know, we pretty much got it wrapped up. We've got district wrapped up. Let's just kind of go out there, you know, make sure everybody comes out of this healthy, and we'll go into next week, our warm-up games, you know, full strength, and let's just put this one away. And you know, also just shout out to them for district champs, undefeated district champs, and it's what, 30-0 the last 3 years in the dungeon. You know, that's pretty impressive. So, you know, shout out to our boys, man.
Yeah, I agree. That Monday, Tuesday, so I think they came out, played really well, played fast, got up and down transition. I think we could have been better defensively for those 2 matchups. I think Buffalo, like they do a really, really great job of shooting the basketball. They really do. But at times, also think there's a lot of times where our focus on defense is not so much the focus, and we're so much worried about scoring, so we give up a lot of open threes that I would like to see not be done. But for the most part, I thought they came out, played ball, did what they supposed to do, handled up, won by 30 and maybe 40. What was the score? Somewhere around there, you know what I mean? So they definitely came out, dominated. Friday, it was one of those games where, you know, a lot of emotions going to that. It's senior night, you know, fellow classmate not with us, a guy that would have contributed really, really great minutes for him. You know, that's on their mind. Birthday the next day, you know, it's just so much emotions going on into that senior night. But I don't think there ever was a doubt or question about like would they win that game or how would it go. But even then, with all that, like, hats off to Grosbeck kids. Like, I was telling I think their trainer or something, like, those kids played freaking balls to the wall, you know, like, they played effortless. Like, it was crazy. Like, I was really amazed at how hard Grosbeck kids played. Like, they didn't lay down, and hats off to them for that. But at the same time, like I say, a lot of emotions. So trying to maneuver through the emotions and handle the basketball game as well, like that can be kind of tough and chaotic at times. You know, emotions everywhere at that time. So I mean, like I said, the score is I think won by 15, 69-54. But I mean, like I said, there never was a question about who's gonna win or if we're playing well, things like that. Like I said, I would like to see that game just be dominated a little bit more differently. But I mean. Hey, it's one of those games, you know.
That and Grosbeck hadn't played since last Friday, so they were all week, had all practice focused just on us. Meanwhile, we're playing, 3 games in 5 days. I mean, still need to come out dominant, but like they haven't played that many games that many days since
long week.
December in a tournament.
Yeah.
I think. I spoke on I want to see them in playoff mode, and I think Monday and Tuesday night you've seen that. They did what they had to do. Like I said, they could be a little more locked in. I don't think they were locked in for Tig and Buffalo the whole game. There were spurts, but you did what you're supposed to do. The Groesbeck game, I think they just had dead legs, and it was like, hey, we're not going to win the senior night stuff and all that. What I liked was, Billy Hicks got in foul trouble, and the guys on the bench come in, and they're giving good minutes right now. We got 8 guys that you could put in right now, and they're all contributing. And I think that's big moving forward into the playoffs because, knock on wood, it hasn't happened yet. If 2 of those 3 bigs get in foul trouble, we get touchy hand call refs, because we play a little physical down there, rebounding and stuff like that. We need those guys to come in and give minutes and good minutes. So seeing them play like that right now is good. I want to see us stay locked in for these 2 warm-up games. Central Heights, I don't know much about them. I know Ilo's undefeated. They're going to have some athletes. So I want to see us locked in and go treat these 2 games like it's like playoff games, state caliber games. So that was my thoughts on it. I think last night was just
take care of business. Get out of there.
And we're healthy. That's the thing. We're going to the playoffs healthy. Like there's no injuries or dings or anything like that. So.
And Wes talking about getting big time minutes from players off the bench. I think he's trying to stay a little humble down there.
Shout out to my boy, man. He played a pretty good game last night.
Yeah, he's playing hard. These last 2 or 3 games, man, he's playing at a different level, and that's something you definitely talked about. You want to see going into the playoffs. Your players, role players, really step it up because that's going to be crucial.
Yeah,
I mean he's stepped up a lot on defense. I think he's been one of the better defenders all year.
Right. I think that's always been his calling card. Ever since he was little, he's going to guard your best player, which, we have some guys that can do that right now, so he don't necessarily have to. He can. But I think he's shooting it with confidence. And he don't, and like me and him talked at home, and he don't get the shots that everyone else does. He don't take as many shots. So when he misses it, it stands out more. And, he was missing some early, and it was a confidence thing. Hey, shout out to Ricky Huckabee, man. And if you have a kid that plays basketball in Mexia, get with Ricky Huckabee and string team, because Ethan has been working with him for 3 weeks, and ask these guys up here how long he's looked, or the time frame he's went from how he looked before and after. And it's that two week window where he went from maybe 2 points, 0 of 3 shooting, or hit her 1 of 4. And the last 2 games, I think he's 2 for 4, 2 for 3 shooting it. He's attacking the rim like he has in the past. So just that little confidence working with him, I'm telling you, it'll work wonders, man. It's worth it.
You shortchanging his numbers, man. But nah, seriously though, like Keaton, he's been playing really, really well. But you can just see the confidence anymore. There's no hesitation in this game.
And this too, not just for this year. AJ coming in and hitting the 3, like that's confidence. Kedrick's been playing out of his mind all year. When he walks on the court, everybody from the other, we know what's about to happen. We know but people from the other team, then But those guys getting minutes that they're getting right now, and the confidence to build for next year is big. Not speaking into the future, but that is. You're going to look up next year, and those 3 are going to be right there with Kel Collins.
Right.
So I thought you saw with Kedrick saw a big difference. First half district to second half of district, teams kind of found out, oh crap, this kid can play.
Yeah,
we got
to
take
more
respect.
Yeah,
we got to respect them a lot.
And it's crazy, to give this guy his flowers, and his mom, they were dogs. Yeah. And people know who they are. So why would you doubt when he's coming in the game that you're not going to get any different? And he's been doing it in this area since he was 5, 6 years old. He was 7 years old playing on the 9 and 10 All-Star team and playing. He wasn't just an alternate; he was playing. So I don't get it, but it is what it is. like I said, our role guys are coming in. KY's coming in and giving good minutes.
Just about to say, I think Kyron Dunn is one of those underrated players.
Hey man,
that we
and
never
this is directly to Kyron Dunn, and I'm not going to speak on what it is, but Kyron Dunn also helped Keaton a lot this year, and he probably knows what I'm talking about. And we're not going to, that is what it is, and I salute him for it. I appreciate it. He's one of those guys right there with Autry Ferris that I put on that pedestal of guys that have shown the younger guys how to be a tough player, athlete, leader type guy.
Yeah, like he's not going to go out there and score. Like he's hit threes here and there. He's scored a couple layups here and there, but
that ball sure does find his hand at the end of games, though.
Yeah,
always finds his hand.
Eventually he'll hit one of them shots eventually at the end of the game.
I wanted him to shoot from half court last night, but they fouled him.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, now one thing about KY though, if you just notice him in games, even the games that he's not getting a lot of minutes in, he's steady cheering for his teammates.
He's a teammate.
He's standing up, clapping, hyping them up.
Look at all the clips. Look at the bench. It's him every time.
You gotta love that. As a player, as a coach, you know what I mean. As a teammate, let's go to war. I go to war with that guy any day of the week. You know what I mean?
You're right.
That's big. For a teammate, senior teammate at that.
First one off the bench on timeouts.
Yeah,
hey, and shout out to him for his first football offer too.
Yeah,
that's big for him,
man.
He'll tell you. He was talking trash to the Westwood people. He's like, I'm a football player. That's what I'm saying. And he is. He's a dog. So but like I said, you gotta have those type of teammates, man. And he's been that dude for sure.
He put a lot of. He don't know it. He put a lot of dog in those kids.
For sure. Me and Case was talking about that, man. He added something to Keaton, man. He's like, you better come with it.
Yeah, those younger guys know I can go out and play my game.
Yeah.
And be me because I know that kid has my back.
Yep.
No matter what happens, I know he's gonna have my back.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that does a lot for you as a younger one, man.
Shout out to that young man for sure.
I done noticed him a lot. He done took Kedrick in, especially Kale as well. A lot of them guys but KY, you can see their bond relationship when I'm watching him in practice and stuff like that, man. He does a lot for those younger boys. He don't even know it.
That's what I'll say about this group. We saw it in football. They're just a really close group.
Yeah.
And they all know their role on the team. Especially this basketball team. Every person knows what their role is on the team, and they don't care about anything
Shout out
else.
to Billy Hicks, the stuff the injuries that he had, played JV last year, has been an integral part. He won us the Westwood game.
Oh yeah, it's been a great bounce.
Yeah, he's been. We got to keep him out of foul trouble. Billy, stay out of foul trouble. But yeah,
don't tell him, man. I like the way he plays.
Nah, seriously,
stay aggressive, but yeah. And you do foul.
Yeah,
you stop your hands up, bro. You be fouling.
There's a few last night. I was like, that's a foul, Billy. Come on now. Yeah. You can argue it, but
just them seniors, I couldn't ask for a better group for our boys, to play with, and when these guys they're done, I'm probably gonna shed a tear at graduation, cause these dudes and some of the guys that ain't even playing basketball, like Dro and those guys, just they've been a great senior group for them. So
real special group.
Some dogs in that group, man.
They district champions in football and basketball.
Some dogs.
you're gonna have to help me out. I don't know last time that's been done in the same year.
I don't know.
If it's ever been done, it's been a while.
Maybe
it probably had been back then. Yeah, we'll have to give some of them older guys that it's been a football and basketball. Because I'm trying to think, did that 2000 team, or was it the year after? What year did we go to Bridge City and lose?
So it was 01.
So that had been the 01 football season.
Did we win district? 01-02 basketball season.
Did we win district that year?
01 or 2?
Because we had to, because I know my junior year, sophomore year, that was our 8th district championship in a row. So we had to. So I guess the question is, Wallace and them, I think, were it was a quad district champion. I don't know if you count that. I like it when it's just us. You know what I mean? The co thing is, I remember the paper, which it burned up in our house fire my mom and them had. I had all that stuff. I think it said 8 in a row district champs. So we just got to find when that them district champions of football was, or did we win district? We'll have to do our research on that.
Yeah.
So,
but definitely something that doesn't happen
too often.
Too often.
Yeah.
So like that's something big for the senior group that they've accomplished.
And that started back with Landon, and then we can like shout out to Landon and those seniors and those guys that played under Master. These guys like Kyron and all them played as sophomores with them. So they seen Kel was a freshman on that team. They won district, and then you come back and win district again and district again. It's a cycle. Those seniors come, they lead. These guys up under them follow. They lead. KY, all of them, KB, Billy, and all them. They're leading right now. Jate. Now next year, it's killing them. He's really going to have to lead. Kiki and some of those younger guys are going to have to step up. But it's just a science of basketball.
Yeah,
it's what tradition. I feel like we're getting back to that early to mid 2000s.
We had those not long ago. We had those 2 rough years where we missed playoffs, and that was the first time we missed playoffs in 27 years.
Yeah, it was and
like those
what's going on?
back years. We're like, shoot,
And we had that run from 97, 98 to 07. Then there was a few down years. Then we backed on. We have another run where it was like 2010 to 2015, 2016.
Yep.
Between boys and girls.
Yeah, boys and girls. Girls weren't very good when I was in school, man. I'm just going to tell you that. But
pieces, they couldn't put it together.
Yeah.
There's some pretty good girls coming through when I was going through.
But I think
maybe
too,
a state championship.
I think a lot of the problem in my era was some of your best athletes were in the hallways. They didn't play. Different circumstances, of course, but boys and girls. One of the best girl athletes that could have ever come through my head didn't play sports. I think after her sophomore year. So you have those type deals. Boys, you could just pull out of a hat. There's so many boys that whatever happened in life, are moved, and that's something we were talking about. We're dealing with in that sophomore group right now. Like we got dogs in the Tri-County area. They're just not here. They just moved or never moved in. And shout out to those. One of them's a district champ over in Coolidge right now.
We got a few in that school building.
Yeah. And I think that should be a goal of the ones that are here. We need to try to get them back out there. For whatever reason they don't want to play, but the moving thing you can't help. We got 2 in Coolidge, we got I think 1 in Groesbeck, and shout out to all those guys. We got 1 in Rice. He walks in the gym, you better get on him because he could pull it from the concession stand.
Yeah.
But you just got those. They're everywhere. And they're doing great things, and I'm proud of every single one of them. I love them. I coached them in football, more basketball than them. I gave basketball up. I played it, but they coach it. I can't. I was in the stands doing what I do, baby, cussing the refs. But all those type of circumstances here can really, and we've weathered that a little bit. Are we making the state run? We probably go to state a few more times, but we're still 2-3 deep every year, and that's an accomplishment when you're missing a few guys that could really put you over that edge. So
good times in Mexia sports.
Yeah, it's
like you said, it's getting back to Mexia's.
And I think this was a topic we wanted to talk about later on, and I'm certainly for that. We especially when we get to that downtime, but consistency in the program. I think that's starting to show itself. That's a big thing.
Yep.
I think, we don't talk about them enough. Really what Marmon's done in 2 years.
Yeah.
You already had a really good team. But just, I think you see a big jump from last year to this year for sure.
See, Marmon was here in that era when we were making those regional tournament runs and part of that running cat, basketball. So, and that dude is a great dude too. Like, you can go talk to him about ball all day or whatever. He's in Maypro. I went and watched him play, and that team probably shouldn't have been as good as it was, and he had them I was impressed.
I think we talk a lot. They were about to go a couple rounds, maybe even 3 rounds, but their best player last district game breaks his leg.
Yeah. So I mean, thank God we didn't have that problem. Knock on wood, man. Get over here and knock on this wood, but. Yeah, no, that dude can coach some basketball, man, and he relates to the kids well. He lets them be themselves within that grasp, and shout out to Coach Davis, man. Like he's been integral in bringing him in. He's a younger Mexia guy. He played here. He can really reach those kids to another level that Marvin might not be able to. He can really relate to it because he was that. So I think that's been big. You know, and you got this guy that'll step in and all that. So, man, we have a really good coaching staff. You know, the whole boys side, I think for sure.
Can't forget about Coach Simpson.
Simp's over there, man. Hey, shout out to Simp, baby.
I mean, he driving the bus. Like I think it's been a few years since we've had 3 boys teams. They added the JV, the second JV team, so he took that over. Like he wasn't going to coach basketball.
Yeah.
He stepped in, said, "Hey, I'll do it." So just build
while having a baby on the way, man. Shout out to him and Sarah. No, Simp, man. Simp's just one of those guys, man. You just gotta like he's a really good dude. He's a good coach, and all that, man. So yeah, shout out to Simp.
Dude, Texas born and raised.
Dude
proud.
Hey, don't blink, you'll miss it.
So, yeah, I mean, a lot of things to look forward to. Again, boys, they will play on Monday night. It kind of sucks that boys and girls are playing at the same time, but unfortunately, that's the way things worked out. Boys will be in Palestine, taking on Central Heights at 7. Then they'll get a second warm-up game on Friday. I don't have a time for that
yet. I was about to ask, have they confirmed the time?
I don't think they have yet.
It's like 12, maybe. I could be wrong.
But that's cool. You ain't got to drive there in the night, either there or back. So
yeah,
that's in the boondocks there.
Yep. So that's in Tenaha against undefeated Liberty Alu. So that's going to be interesting.
Former coach Tony Lehman.
Yep, Coach Lehman is over there at Liberty Alu. So
hey, he was part of that mid-2010s.
Kirk Harris, but he was also with Mr. DJ and them.
Yeah, he was there that 2011 year.
Was that Walter Smith head coach though?
Yeah, he was the assistant. Yeah.
Lehman and Collins was.
Hey, we talk all this basketball. I mean, shout out DJ West and Mr. Carroll, man, and DeLeon Robinson. Golly, if DJ Weathers does not get hurt, we have another state championship banner.
Hey, man, I just watched that game against Burke Burnett Tuesday.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, he was hurt. Like he could barely walk and still dropped like 12 in the state semifinal.
More than that, man. He was still knocking threes down. Everything you can tell just defensively and just kind of when he has the ball in his hands, he wasn't normal. DJ.
But even with him not being 100%, I still think they're the best team at that tournament.
Yeah. It would have been fun against West Oso watching them play out one of the Dallas schools. And
they Dallas Smith, they actually closed, I think, 2 or 3 years later.
That West Oso team was just like us a little bit longer, but nobody shot the 3 ball like we did. Like DJ, and Mr., they could light it up. Like you seen it in Huntsville when they played Athens.
Oh, it was a 3 ball that sent them to the state tournament.
I remember vividly.
Yeah.
They tip it off. DeLeon gets the ball immediately, hits Mr. On the wing. Mr. hits a 3 to open the game up, and like from there it was back and forth. And then I think
Athens had that really good athlete that played football. Went to
Texas, huh?
Yeah, I think Texas was. Kendall Sanders?
Yeah, Sanders. Yeah, that dude was like when you see a kid on the court, you're like, yeah, that's a D1 athlete.
Shoot, even Hardin Jefferson was good that year.
Yeah, they had a guy that went to MCC. I think he played with DJ, and then he went to Southern. I think they actually made the NCAA tournament.
Yeah,
I think his senior year. I remember seeing him in the game, and the last name I was like,
I think he was that guy at Southern too.
Yeah, and I looked him up, and he was the guy from the Hardin Simmons. They shout out to my little brother Alaric. He locked him up in that regional semifinal, and that dude was 6'4".
Yeah.
Like he was, and Al's. I'll let him tell it. They'll let him tell it. He's 5'10". Al's probably 5'7", 5'8". But
I'll give him 5'10" on a good day.
Yeah,
Al played a lot bigger than what he was.
Yeah, I mean that dude, and that's how Keaton plays. Keaton scored a little better than Al could, but their games mimic each other a lot. And I'm totally fine with that because you go ask anybody to play with me. I wouldn't guard nobody.
Yeah, but like
I'm there to shoot the three.
Al's one of those dudes. Like he ain't gonna go score a ton, but hey, go guard that guy. Okay.
Yeah, for sure, man. Shout out to that group, man. That was a fun ride too, man.
Really fun ride. I mean, hoping this group is the one that gets us to see another ride. Like
We got a chance.
We're Mexia starred for another state tournament appearance. It'd be real nice to get it.
I mean, so lots to look forward to. We'll take a quick break, but before that, just get you a little rundown going into the week of what we got. Obviously, Monday night, big playoff game for the girls basketball team. It's Academy University High School at 7:30. Boys at Palestine versus Central Heights in the warm-up game. Tuesday night, varsity softball. They are hosting Wortham in a scrimmage. Soccer, they are at home, girls and boys. And then varsity baseball and JV baseball are hosting Axel in a scrimmage. Wednesday night, powerlifting is at Buffalo. Then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, softball is in the Athens tournament. Friday night, soccer, girls and boys host Lorena. JV and varsity baseball host Keene in a scrimmage. Again, boys are in Tenahog against Rialo, and then on Saturday, boys and girls JV soccer is at China Spring in a tournament.
Hey man, shout out to you today putting on that powerlifting meet here.
Yes.
Congrats, brother. That was
Been a long
successful. Yeah. And then here for the podcast.
Yes, sir.
Alarm went off
Great job.
5:15 this morning. So up at the junior high at 5:45.
You'll sleep like a baby tonight. That boy gonna sleep good
Might
tonight.
sleep till kickoff of the Super Bowl tomorrow. Huh?
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, but it was a great turnout. We had 10 schools show up.
Was that bigger than last year?
No, last year we had 19 schools and
Really?
300 something lifters. But that was just another meet close to us that canceled, and they were trying to, hey, let's just combine
Yeah.
whatever. But
Hey.
shoot, we got started this morning about 9:30. We got done with all lifting by 1:30.
Yeah, shout out to all the people that helped volunteer.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody that was a part of that, man. That's big stuff. I would like to see us start hosting a basketball tournament. That'd be pretty cool.
Me too. But hey, Marvin,
Yeah.
host even if you start out with a JV tournament, then build it up to a
build
varsity
it up,
tournament. That or
The WeCat Classic.
we can get girls basketball tournament going too.
Yeah.
Track meets. I want to see them come back.
Well, you know, when they redid the track my senior year, they decided not to make 8 lanes. So
You can still host a meet.
Yeah.
Contrary to the.
we actually did. We had the Scotty No Relay.
Yeah,
for
we
a
had the
few.
Scotty Hill relays. We've always had 7 lanes. I don't know why people think we can't host a track meet. We just can't host district or
Yeah.
regionals.
No, you're right.
But we can host track meet. Hopefully that'll come back soon. So we're going to take a quick break, and this is episode 3 of the Water Tower Podcast. All right, we're back for episode 3 of the Water Tower Podcast. Again, a lot of stuff coming up. Hopefully next week we can get Coach Marmon in here, talk boys basketball, talk a little bit about how their season has gone, plus the 2 warm-up games, recap the girls' by-district game, hopefully talking about their area round matchup that they'll have on Thursday or Friday. I don't know what has been discussed on that one, but again, lots to look forward to. Right now, I just want to take some time. I'll let each of these guys talk. Say happy heavenly birthday to Micah Curvin, and I'll let Wes talk a little bit first, and we'll just come back this way.
Yeah, man, what a great young man. You know, I watched him play youth sports for a really long time and all that, and you know, Friday nights he was really starting to figure it out at the running back position, but just enough can't be said about the young man he was. You know, he lit up the room when he'd come in, you know, and all that. just gone too soon. You know, I guess heaven needed him more than we did. You know, he's up there, you know, running touchdowns up there and shooting and all that. I really like how we've honored him this year, you know, and, you know, I see his mom all the time working, and that woman is a really strong woman. It takes a lot. You know, I think, you know, her getting up and speaking at the funeral and all that, you know, I couldn't do that. And for her to do that, you know, and just really hold it together. His little brother, you know, I see him every day at school. He's, you know, you see him and you're like, yeah, it's Micah. So, I mean, you know, we miss him. We wish he was here, but we know he's watching over us. You know, he's helping us on the court. You know, he's our sixth man and all that. And we, you know, like I said, we wish he was here. But happy heavenly birthday!
Oh, for sure, man. Definitely happy heavenly birthday. You know, prayers out to the Curran family as well. You know, as they deal with those tough times. Man, one of my favorite moments about Micah was in the summer, and I think he was still at the outside linebacker position, and you know, we just out there 1-on-1, 7-on-7 type stuff. He's talking noise, kids running routes on, you know, Micah, he's talking noise. You know, so I tell Coach now, hey, Coach now let's try him at corner. Yeah. Like, let's see how he handle that corner, and so even from running reps at receiver, you know, to going to corner. And when I'm talking about, like, he was like going crazy that day in the summer, like going, like clamping up everything, and he's letting you know that he's there, clamping up everything, you know. And he always talked about, like, hey man, let me try corner, come on, man. And when he tried it, man, like he lit us up that day, man. Yeah. He just lit the field on fire. Just those moments with him, like I said, watching him grow from, I always got to see it from a little dribbler standpoint, you know, just being around that so much, just watching him, how the growth that he made from little dribblers to high school. Man, like I say, just a tremendous kid, a fun kid to be around, goofy, always clowning, always got jokes. When he get mad, he get mad. I used to always have a joke for him. I used to always tell him he get mad in practice, and I'd be like, man, them glasses must be fogging up. Like, you over there heated. You know, he'd walk off laughing or something, man. Just a great kid to be around, man. You know, it was an honor to be able to spend the time that I got to spend with him, be able to coach him and things like that, man. He was just a blessing to all of us, man. So, again, happy birthday, Mike Dane, man. We miss you. We love you, man. We know you watching over us, man. Your senior class, they're definitely holding it down for you.
Big time.
Just the whole class in general, like they're doing that big one for you, man. And it's really, really lovely to see, you know, how those kids are coming together with one another and bonding and doing those things in Mike's honor, you know, just keeping his name alive, you know, always repping him and things like that, man. It's a beautiful sight to see, you know.
Yeah, man. Like I said, happy heavenly birthday to him. It's, you know, it's still one of those things. It's still real heavy on the hearts of this community. Whether you knew him personally and talked to him every day, or, you know, you kind of just heard the name around town, you know, it's one of the things about this community. You know, we're all one big family. You know, it's my head. We all know that mentality. One of us goes in, you know, we're all going through it. And you know, I go back to that night in Groesbeck, you know, playing that game, and you know, it's the first time seeing the team out there, and just all the emotions that went with that, and to see not only the team but just the community come together like they did. It was something that I'm not even, you know, an emotional person like that, but it chokes you up. It was special to see, and just, you know, even up until this point, like Ken said, just the way that they've honored him and the senior class has continued to, you know, keep his memory alive. I just can't say how special, you know, of a thing it is. It's, you know, it's really just, like I said, it's a special thing. So happy birthday to him. You know, long live Micah.
And allowing his brother, how they
to be a part of
wearing the jersey and the running out and all that. You talk about the Groesbeck game, and you felt it in the air that night.
Oh yeah,
like, it was just. And when they went out and played that game, it almost felt like it was kind of like a relief. And I know it's not for the family, and I don't mean any disrespect by that, and I hope no one takes it that way. But it's almost like the boys just was like finally able to just
a little bit of normalcy.
Yeah, and playing, they buried him that day. And man, if you were there wasn't a dry eye in that place. And like Leo said, I'm not very emotional either. Like I keep stuff built up. I don't, and somebody should have been bringing me a box of tissue. Like, I mean, but that night in Groesbeck, man, I've watched a lot of Mexia football. Never felt a game that it felt like that. It just, like, you knew, like, hey, he's here with us. We're about to, and they did. They went out and just obliterated a Groesbeck team. So, shout out to those kids that's really carried on, living through him and having his memory with them and involved. Like I said, and I loved seeing his little brother involved with everything. It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I've been able to coach 6 years now. I think that game alone, that winning that game was the best win, to me, I felt out of anything else.
Right.
Like, I mean, I've been able to coach 2 district championship games and win those 2. That Groesbeck game by far felt way better than any other game I've been part of.
I would think it's maybe right after winning the state championship, like that feeling for sure.
I mean, I hope I get blessed to coach a state championship game and win one. I mean, I don't know if it would eclipse what I felt after that game. I mean, it just meant the world to, I know, for our staff, but also just those kids, like that.
Yeah. And
everything.
To speak on when you say the staff, sorry, Ken.
No, go ahead.
You guys were in uncharted waters. I don't know if Niles ever had to deal with that. I thought he handled this thing about as best as you could. You were his position coach, Lando. I mean, you'd been involved in him for years. Like, just to see y'all really go out and handle it the best way possible, because there's not a black and white for that. There's no rules. There's no agenda. There's no, and I don't. We've had kids pass before here. And I don't think there's ever been one like in the season. And the type of person Michael was, so outgoing, so well known. Everybody in the school knew who he was. Most everybody in the community knew who he was. For you guys to handle it the way y'all did and to keep the boys focused and to be there for them to lean on, just to be father figures, to be brothers, to be anything, counselors, whatever. That's big, and that's one of the reasons I'm so glad my boy is back. And we'll save that for like another time. We could talk about small town versus big city. We can subjects like that. But just the love that's shown here, like y'all genuinely love every single kid, and I know DeLeo sees it. Y'all genuinely love every kid in that program like they're yours, and that doesn't happen in the city like that in a lot of places. And for y'all to handle it the way y'all did, while y'all were going through those emotions of losing him too, was just tremendous, man. And I salute y'all, man, because at the end of the day, y'all are having to try to be something for young men who don't know anything about that, about life and all that, to lose their friend, their teammate, and all that. Y'all are having to be there for them to lean on while
also
y'all
learning how to deal with it.
Exactly. And so I salute y'all tremendously, man. Y'all handled that well. Shout out to Now, man, because he was the face of it, having to talk to the media and do the speaking at the funeral and stuff like that, while still getting ready to play a football game, which was on the back burner but still had to be played. And for all that to go out it did and all that, and then I salute y'all, man. That's tough, and I hope I hope nobody ever goes to that situation again. Like that's you hate to lose a kid. Like nobody should bury their child. And but salute to y'all for handling it the way y'all did, man. I don't know if anybody has, but I salute y'all, man. Like y'all really, like, I mean, you went to the Pick'em show. We went to the Pick'em show that Wednesday, and like, I mean, I seen it in you. I was just like, man, I talked to him, and I could hear it in his voice. Man, this dude been rocking for a long time. I know when he's not himself. And so, man, for y'all to be able to do all that and still, function the way y'all were, man, shout out to you dudes, man, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, just to speak a little bit more on Mike, I mean, like you said, I was his position coach this year. His first year with running backs, he had been outside backer, and then he moved to corner, all that stuff. But, like, it was weird those first few days. Like, we had going to our individual, just running backs, and he's not there. I mean, spiritually he was there, but just physically not being there.
Right.
I mean, I like to say that running back room was very close with each other. You had Top, you had Bird, you had Noah, and obviously you had Micah. I mean, it was a crazy thing that you never thought would happen, but it did. I mean, I still remember that Cameron Yo game, which was Micah's last game. He really hadn't fumbled all year. In that game, he's fumbled, I think he fumbled twice, and then he actually fumbled on that last touchdown he had.
Yeah.
He comes to the sideline and said, "Coach Harrison, am I holding the ball wrong?"
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't really tell. You were way out there. He said, "When you show me it," I'm like, "Why are you holding the ball like?" Then I saw why are you holding like that? You've never held the ball like that when you're running. I've never coached you to do that. He was like, "I don't even know."
Yeah.
I'm like,
that's Michael, man.
Yeah, and then it was a week or two before that. I mean, we're all a bunch of kids in the coach's office. We're all in there, and like you said, he's always joking, cracking jokes, and I guess there's a little trend going where they're calling people side character,
Yeah.
and he's just telling Coach Simpson you were the ultimate side character, Coach Simpson, And then he's over there me, Zay, Bird, we're the main character. I don't know what you do, Simpson, but you in the background like the side character. You AI. I'm one of the funniest kids I've ever been around. He was walking into a room. All right, who will make fun of first?
Yeah.
And not even in a bully way, a mad way. That's just who he was. He's just gonna joke around, and so definitely something I miss was being around him. So, again, happy heavenly birthday, man. My thoughts and prayers are still with his mom, his brother, and the rest of the Kirby family as they navigate through all this stuff.
Yeah. Because, for y'all, it's every day, football, sports, and all that. They go home to that every day. Him not being in his room, not waking him up for school. Just something they've done for almost 18 years.
And that's what, when someone passes, that's the hardest part. The funeral is hard. People are coming around, it's hard. But it's when people stop coming around.
Yeah.
When all that stuff's over with, getting back to daily routine stuff, that's the hard part.
Right.
So, man, and then he's forever immortalized in Black Cat football history, retiring his jersey this year.
It should have been.
He'll be up there with Willie J.
Man, that dude there.
I mean, that's, like you said, it should have been done, and it was. I'm happy that it was.
Yeah.
We had three of his jerseys framed. One is going to hang up in the field house, one in the high school, and we gave one to his mom. Yeah. There's his fourth. We got a lot of jerseys, so we had 4 jerseys. I think the fourth one we give to his brother. So
I know it's got a UA on it, but we gonna wear some. We gonna look clean now.
Yeah.
So, and he would the spat, the gloves, the wristbands. He was the visor. He was gonna rock it.
Yep. We ended up gifting his helmet to his mom, and we were gonna do it during football season, but kids wanted to keep it that way. We took his helmet, his shoulder pads out to practice every day. So
I remember the first time the first practice I went to, waiting to pick Ethan up, and I seen out there, and I just I didn't cry, but I could have, but just I was just it was always real, you knew, but just to see it, it was kind of man. So and that goes back to you guys, man. Y'all are having to carry that out there every day. To see the kids walk by on Friday nights and they're tapping the helmet and all that, and just it's a situation that I hope we or anybody else ever has to go through, man.
Yeah. Definitely something I don't want, like you said, anybody to go through. I know Columbus went through the same thing at the same time.
Yeah.
So definitely don't want anyone else to go through something like that. But again, thoughts and prayers are still with that family. Happy heavenly birthday, Micah. Man, we're missing you every single day, every time we walk into that school. every time we go on that field, in the dungeon.
And I talked to Nal, and hopefully this is I think it actually is in the works. We honor these guys in the high school. Their jerseys, and Pistol Pete's one of them too. His jersey's hanging in the high school. And I brought this to Nal at Hillsboro. I was like, man, we need to put these guys at the football field. Because the kids see it in the school, and they're doing basketball. The visitors walk on that side and see it. I wanted to see these guys, and I don't remember where I got this idea from. I think I was talking to Leo about it too, or maybe to y'all. We were going somewhere, but I know I brought it up to Nal at Hillsboro in basketball, and I was like, I'd like to see we got the new bleachers are at the press box. There's opening right there where we could get like a jersey cut out with their last name and number and put it right there. And he seemed to like it, and he said it's in the works. I mean, and that's my biggest thing is putting their jersey in the high school is awesome. I want when people from out of town come to see those guys and know what Willie J meant. If you don't know what Willie J meant to Mexia, you need to brush up on your history. That, and not just from athletic standpoint. That dude was a leader. That was one of the dudes we looked up to when we were younger. Pistol Pete played with us. That's his classmate. That dude there. We talk about Micah and all that. That dude that dude walked into the room, and it was always fun, love, and jokes. So, it's great to see that these guys are probably going to be honored like that. Again, salute to you, what y'all done with the Micah situation and all that this year, man. Just that's good stuff, man.
For sure. So that's gonna do it all for episode 3. Again, lots to keep up with in the coming weeks. Spring sports are in full swing. We're getting into softball, baseball, soccer, basketball playoffs, all these things. A lot to talk about as we move through the next few weeks. So this is episode 3 of the Water Tower Podcast. I'm Landry.
Nathan DeLeo.
Kendrick Johnson.
Wes Davis.
And this is the Water Tower Podcast.
Getting out of here. Water Tower, it sure is good to see you. I've been away for way